What's up YouTube, day for several games, bringing you our final day. That's it, day number 7 of our Dark Magician deck building week. And of course, we've gone through 7 different meta and anti-meta versions, or anti-meta engines that can work with this 21 card Dark Magician deck right here. So, day number 1 was the Invoked Hand Trap engine, day number 2 was our Virus engine, day number 3 was the Fusion engine, day number 4 was the Wind Witch Artifact engine, day number 5 was our Draco engine, and day number 6 was our Card of Demise engine, and of course day number 7 is probably the most sought after of all, and that is the Pendulum Magician engine. Now, of course, you can check out all of these ones in the link in the description below, so check them out just to see the variety on offer. Without further ado though, I am going to take you straight into the Dark Magician Pendulum version. Now of course this can be adapted for Odd Eyes, but I did see the Pendulum Magicians being more of a focus in order to kind of push forward in the way that we needed to go and show you what the deck can do. Now with the introduction of course, Electromite, and of course using and abusing the main Dark Magician archetype and engine itself to kind of move around and go around, and kind of in conjunction with that, just how far the deck can be pushed. So let's zoom in. I'll take you through our standard Dark Magician lineup that I've been doing all this week. Again, a very straightforward list and lineup, just to kind of show you what the deck can now do. So, without further ado, we've got the triple Dark Magician, the triple Magician's Rod, the double Apprentice Illusion, which can actually boost up your other Dark Spellcasters, so keep that in mind. The one Magician Dark Illusion, the one Blue Boy Spellbook of Secrets, triple Dark Magical Circle, double Spellbook of Secrets, double Spellbook of Knowledge, one Illusion Magic, one Dark Magic Inheritance, one Monster Reborn, triple Magician's Navigation, and double Eternal Soul. So that is the standard Dark Magician engine that has been the same all week long, apart from the free card adaptation that it took in the Card of the Demise version, because it doesn't have its hand, which is why you didn't need to have Apprentice Illusion in the main deck. Now of course, let's take you on to the extra deck. So, not the extra deck, sorry, the Pendulum engine. So for the Pendulum engine, we play double Astrograph Sorcerer. You can easily place it free, especially with Electromite. It does give you a bit more consistency around. But what you've got to kind of remember is with the Dark Magicians, what you want to kind of aim for is you want to still have the ability to use Black Fang, because Black Fang can actually revive your Dark Magicians and be very helpful. We then play triple Wisdom Eye because of course that gets you the scales you need and gets to fill out the extra deck, which you don't use and abuse as much as you should do. So when you're being able to Pendulum summon out, you can of course use that zone to get you that extra monster on board to then either go into your Electromite or move forward. Now I'm not saying this is the most consistent build in comparison to a pure Pendulum Magician build, but this does take into account both the positive effects of Pendulum Magicians and Dark Magician, which is why we also play triple Purple Poison and double Harmonizing. Now, double Harmonizing is because we're not going solely out. We're only playing 2 Synchros in our extra deck, so we're not going to use it and abuse it as much as we want to. And it's searchable and revivable if you wanted to put in Oath Dragon. We then play a double Time Pendulum Graft because it's busted as hell, 1 Star Pendulum Graft, and triple Duelist Alliance. Now you can take this down 1 if you want to and put in like a Pendulum Call or another Astrograph. This is just purely, so the whole reason of this engine in this build is to get into your stuff like your Omegas or your bigger beat monsters or your XYZs a little bit more consistently and quicker than the Dark Magician engine does, and then have the ability to sit on the Time Pendulum Graft to kind of deal with your monsters and sort out your opponent. On top of that, of course, you do have a bit more range in the extra deck as well, in order to search out what you might need. So, for the other abilities in the extra deck, we've kind of had to cut it down a little bit to accommodate the Dark Magician. So all these engines that I've kind of produced for you this week are just to show consistency in the sense that what it can provide to both the Dark Magician deck and maintain its own presence itself. So that's just it for the small little lineup. If I wanted to go more focus on the Pendulum Magician build, of course I can add different versions in or different cards in to give it a bit more variety. Now, onto the extra deck. I'm going to keep this quite short and simple because we play 2 Synchros. That's the 1 Supreme King and the Psyframe Lord Omega. Busted Synchros, incredibly powerful in this deck, of course. Then we play 4 XYZs, the 1 Time Star, the 1 Perform Age Trapeze Magician, because if you're going to pop your Dark Magician, let him have 2 attacks and then bring him back with Eternal Soul. 1 Baguska for the slower turns, 1 Tornado for the back row, 1 Ebon Illusion Magician, because you don't actually go heavily on him in this one. Once you've made 1, you pretty much should have game, and then you've got the other abilities to go into these should you need to, and use it that way. Red Eyes Flare and Big Eye, because of course they are my personal staple rank 7s to help push you forward and move you further into the game. Then our last rank 7 is of course Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon, because you can make him very, very easily and then in turn link him off to get yourself an Odd Eyes Vortex that can then shuffle back your Pendulum monsters and give your deck and of course your board a little bit more protection. Now if you wanted to play Chronograph in this deck, of course you could do, and in turn that will then help with your consistency of getting into Naruto with your Apprentice Illusion Magician Girl. So it does give you a bit more option should you need it. And a bit more variety. The extra deck is entirely down to personal preference, because of course I've got the 1 Underclock Taker in here just so I can use and abuse the Dark Magician monsters with my Pendulum monsters, the 1 Metaphose Electromite because it is incredibly busted, the 1 Deco Talker because of the combo with him and Perform Age still gets you games, doesn't really matter, and then the 1 Link Spider for those times that I need to get Dark Magician off the board in order to kind of bring him back with Eternal Soul. Again, these aren't staple, they are entirely down to personal preference, but I think the Odd Eyes Absolute is a lot more consistent in this deck, and then if you wanted to add in the Chronograph, you can easily take out your Link Spider and go more with the Naruto play, which in turn can be incredibly powerful and devastating for your opponent to deal with, especially if you have the ability to do that and the Odd Eyes Vortex on board, not to mention getting into an Electromite or going up into a Decode with a Navigation set and a Dark Magical Circle in play. You know, your opponent's got a hell of a lot to worry about. Anyway, that is it for the deck profile. Very straightforward, very, very simple, and that is it for our week of Dark Magician, or our Dark Magician deck building series. If you like this series and you would like me to do more decks, so like your Blue Eyes, maybe Red Eyes, just any kind of decks that have the ability to use current meta or anti-meta engines to its advantage, and just provide more consistency to the deck or different options, then let me know. I'll see what I can put together. They might even be mini-series of like 3s, because I know the Blue Eyes can operate in both like a Chaos Max version, a normal version, and a Galaxy Soldier version, so that does give you a bit more variety in that build as well. Regardless, thanks for watching this entire week if you have done so. Thanks for following us this entire time as well. We will be bringing you a Kyber set opening as well very, very shortly that comes out in a couple of days' time. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Until next time, guys, as always, happy dueling. Also, YouTube, thanks for watching that video. I hope you liked it. If you did, hit that like button. And of course, don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button in the bottom left-hand corner and the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. We've got more deck profiles, duels, pack openings, and many more Yu-Gi-Oh videos coming up for you all year round. So don't forget to stay tuned for all of that. Thanks, and as always, guys, happy dueling.